What up, everybody? Demon back, and today I'm going to be hitting YouTube pretty hard, I want to say. Not that I'm going to be uploading a lot today, just that I'm going to be making a lot of videos today. Or at least one. I don't know how many I'll actually get to. I just plan on making a couple tonight. So, plan on some uploads from me these next couple days. Anyways, today's video is a breakdown for Captain America Civil War. I'm pretty excited about this movie. I think it'll definitely not do better, but I think it will be better than Batman vs. Superman, I want to say. My personal preference for Marvel aside, I just think it looks like a better directed movie. I'm not a big fan of the way Zack Snyder directs things, but Civil War looks good. So, anyways, let's get into the breakdown. I will watch the trailer first, all the way through. I have seen it before, so this is my first reaction. Then I will slow it down and show you things that you may have missed. Alright, so I'm going to start it now.
This job, we try to save as many people as we can. Sometimes that doesn't mean everybody. But you don't give up.
New York, Washington, D.C., Sokovia.
Okay, that's enough.
Captain, people are afraid.
That's why I'm here. We need to be put in check. Whatever form that takes, I'm game.
I'm sorry, Tony. If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it. Sometimes I wish I could.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
I know we're not perfect. But the safest hands are still our own.
I was wrong about you. The whole world was wrong about you. They're coming for you.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony.
You just started a war. Stay down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
All right, I've run out of patience. On to ruse!
Hey, everyone.
So, Civil War. I'm actually watching this on the Marvel YouTube channel, in case you're wondering. Link in the description below. As always, I'm subscribed to the channel. You should be too if you're a big Marvel fan. Hang here really fast. I'm going to adjust the lighting. Alright, so I'm back. I adjusted the lighting. I think it looks a lot better. I don't know how you feel. Tell me in the comments below, should I do this lighting or should I do the overhead lighting? I don't like the overhead because then I'm kind of shadowy. But anyways, I'm going to restart the under record. Here we will be getting into the breakdown. So we'll start it over. Alright, so interesting thing to note from this is just that it takes place in the Arctic somewhere. That's really all of importance. So this is of course a prison. You get a guard here and a guard here. Unlocking this door at the same time. It's the double turn lock style. Seen it in movies before. I don't know what this is. This could just be some sort of architectural design. These big metal doors. This doesn't look to be like in the best condition. It looks to be like quite the old rundown prison. I'm not sure what this is. This will probably be something to note, but at this point I don't know what it is personally. I'm just gonna say watch out for that.
We try to save as many people as we can.
Alright, so there's Captain America narration. And here's our first look at Bucky in the trailer. He looks alright. I'm assuming he's in the prison, and this is him being detained. He's got almost a Hannibal Lecter mask, you know? I don't know what these blue things are on him. Maybe that's to, like, restrain his, power. And then you see some things on his arm. I don't know why. There are blue thing on his arm. Don't know what these are either. These look to be pads injecting him with something. And then his metal arm seems to be tied up. We see a band here and something here connected to some wires that are linked overhead. I'm going to assume that is all just used to kind of
doesn't mean
detain him.
everybody.
And that is very important, that Captain America narration saying that sometimes you can't save everyone. Of course that is important because he'll have to make a choice whether he goes with... We clearly know him and Tony get into the fight over Bucky, but he'll have to make a choice whether at the end of the movie he defends Bucky or not. But as you hear in this quote, he says, sometimes you can't save everyone.
But you don't give up.
Another important thing, he keeps that level of hope. Alright, so there's a couple things going on here. This is, of course, archive footage, as it says right here, from the New York attack, which was in the Avengers 1, when the Chitauri invaded New York under Loki's command. Right here we have an overall loss that is quite a bit of money, 18.8 billion in... Is that US dollars? Is that what the abbreviation is? But only 74 casualties for a huge widespread attack, which is not that bad.
New York.
I'm not sure what shot this would be from the Avengers. Funny thing, how did someone get this camera angle? Way up here? Going down? I don't know. I'm not a big fan when movies try and do security camera from previous movies and it's just ridiculous angles, or in found footage movies when they have tape that they definitely shouldn't be able to get, such as this, but you can overlook it because this trailer is just amazing.
Washington, D.C.
Again, how did someone get that shot? Let's rewind a second. How did someone get this shot from that vantage point? Unless it was like a news helicopter, but why would a news helicopter be filming in such bad quality? Here we have an overall loss of 2.8 billion in US dollars, which is actually a lot less than the New York attack. Surprisingly, well, we lost 3 helicarriers in that movie because of the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. Although, yeah, it says fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. here. Archive footage. Although it's kind of fall of Hydra, if you really want to be specific about it, because S.H.I.E.L.D. was overrun at that point. But only 23 casualties. 3 helicarriers down, 23 people died. That's not bad at all. I'm assuming the only 23 people died, only that many, because of the fact that the helicarrier landed in water. Maybe that had something to do with it. They got out there. I don't know. Maybe they could explain it in the movie, but I don't think they will. Of course, it shows him, Falcon. Let's rewind a second. Because he was directly related to that attack. He was one of the heroes fighting alongside Cap, and Black Widow was fighting with them. And so it shows him. Seems to be devastated by the mention of it.
Sokovia.
Sokovia. This is Avengers Age of Ultron. That's a pretty cool shot when the building falls I don't know if the camera's gonna pan or not, but because I'm interested to know what the total death toll is from Sokovia. Here we go. So that one was the most expensive, I think. I'm gonna assume it is. Ultron Offensive. That's a pretty interesting name for it. Sokovia. This shot is actually the most realistic out of all of the shots that we could have gotten, that we have gotten of these found footage tapes or whatever you want to call them. Just because it is like taken from a low vantage point on a cell phone, and it doesn't appear to be flying up in the air. Sorry, crack my back like the other ones were. Casualties were a lot higher than the other ones with 177, but still, considering it was a whole city and only 177 people died in a huge widespread attack like that, that is not bad, considering the possibilities. There's that pretty cool shot again. Now we get Scarlet Witch. She appears to be quite upset. I would assume so, because just like Falcon, she was directly involved with this Ultron attack. She was one of the people who was there, one of the Avengers who was there trying to stop it. And also that's where she lost her brother. I'm not sure if they're going to mention Quicksilver in this movie. I don't even remember the name that they gave Quicksilver. Because I know they don't call him Quicksilver because Fox has the rights to that name, but can't think of what they called him. I'm a big fan of the actor, though. I liked his Quicksilver way more. Trying to think of the actor's name. I'm not a huge fan of him, but I'm a big fan of him only because he was in Godzilla 2014. Oh, what's his name? Aaron Taylor Johnson. I knew it was Aaron, but the only Aaron I could think of was Aaron Paul. Different guy. So, I think they're gonna probably mention him. Maybe, or maybe she's just reliving the events because that is the last place he was alive. I wonder if we're gonna have a funeral scene for him. I doubt it, just considering the fact that this movie appears to take place quite a bit of time after Age of Ultron, and at the end of Age of Ultron, they didn't do a funeral scene, which was the only time that they could have. I really think. I think they missed their opportunity, but it's not that bad.
Okay, that's enough.
Captain, people are...
Captain America calls off the videos, saying that's enough. Probably just because he doesn't want any of his teammates to relive any more emotional trauma. This dude, I don't remember his name. It'll be on screen here, but he was the dude from the Hulk movie. Was it the Hulk or the Incredible Hulk? He was the dude from one of those movies, and he was the general. Once again, don't know his name. It'll be on screen. So, yeah, but that's something we've talked about. Well, we haven't talked about because I've never made a video on this movie before, but something the internet has talked about before. This is the first direct link to the other Hulk movie. So, moving on. Alright, now here, the explosion on this, what is that, like a SHIELD building or a UN building or something, but it seems to be like a terrorist attack that we've seen in other trailers too. I would assume it's done by Bucky, but there's really no way to know for sure up until we do see the movie, or unless you know spoilers. Please don't tell me spoilers. But anyways, yeah, I would just assume that's what that's from, is Bucky just terrorist attack. Alright, so this is our first look at the actor who plays Black Panther. He seems to be injured from this attack, covered in ash. Now we have Iron Man saying that's why I'm here. Is he jumping out of a helicopter? Starts out at free fall and then takes off, which is a really cool shot. This is probably my favorite shot of Iron Man in the trailer.
We need to be put in check. Whatever form that takes, I'm game.
So here, I didn't know what this was, so I had to look it up. At first, I thought it was like some sort of massive submarine or something along the lines of a helicarrier underwater, but it's actually a prison that Tony Stark built, and it's meant to house. I've heard that in the Civil War comic, it houses Captain America teammates. So I'm assuming it's there to house like the worst of the worst, like another Loki, even though Loki's on Asgard. Like, okay, let's say Ultron was still alive. I'd assume it would house Ultron in one of the cells there. If Tony's able to detain Bucky, he'll probably be housed there.
I'm sorry, Tony. If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it.
There's actually some of the cells that we just saw, right behind him here. Pretty
Sorry,
cool.
Tony. If I see a situation...
Right here. So these are pretty small cells, in a dome room. Kind of, sort of reminds me of the room that Loki was held in, that was meant for Hulk in the Avengers, just because of the shape of it, but then there's cells surrounding it. But if that whole main room was a cell, I'd assume that's what it was inspired from, but it's not.
pointed south,
So.
I can't ignore it.
Alright, here's something interesting that we will see throughout the trailer. There's actually a sling around Tony's arm. He has the black eye already, so I'm assuming this is closer to the end of the movie. And it appears he has a broken arm, and he's been beaten up really bad.
Sometimes I wish I could.
Sometimes I want to punch you in your perfect teeth.
There's that line we heard in previous trailers before. Pretty cool line by Iron Man. Moving on. Now we get a chase scene with Bucky being chased by Black Panther and Captain America. The really cool thing to note here is we all know Captain America is really fast. He's an enhanced human. But then you just see Black Panther is speeding along way faster than him.
enough.
He's actually able to catch up to Bucky on the motorcycle, jump across the car, chase him down. And then he does this jump tackle. Here's some interesting thing right here. Alright, that's a pretty cool jump throw. Alright, so the place behind them is collapsing, which is the interesting thing to note about it. The tunnel seems to cave in behind them, blocking off Captain America from catching up. We see Black Panther's claws here, Bucky's robotic arm, kind of looking like a Terminator hand, and he's actually taken down off the motorcycle. So,
But the safest hands are still our own.
now that's really cool. The safest hands are still our own, and it shows this Iron Man watch hand glove thingy that we saw in the previous Civil War Super Bowl season. Really cool. Bucky coming straight up to appear to assassinate him, shoots him. The glove stops the bullet, but otherwise he would have just got shot point blank in the face. Tony Stark is clearly shocked by this, which is pretty cool, considering the fact that he's been through so much and this is what gets to him. There's also rumors that Bucky killed his dad, was the guy who assassinated his dad, and maybe he just finds out about this and then this happens, which is why he's so shocked to see him. Let's replay that. You'll see he's shocked to see him before he
But the
pulls the gun
safest hands
too.
are still our own.
See, well, I guess not, well, he pulls the gun on him right away, I guess. So that's why he's freaking out. But wow, look at their faces. That's a really bad picture. Look at that. Anyways, he is pretty frightened to see him. Captain America running through some sort of exploding building. Not sure what would cause that. Alright. Here is something interesting. Let's slow this down. Alright, so he's running through this exploding building. Bucky pulls a gun and fires it. This blast comes up and hits Rhodes. But I don't think that's the same blast. Alright. Exploding building again. Alright, so this is the gun he pulls on him. He fires it. He appears to be inside a building. That's the important thing. Inside a building, it's kind of dark. You do see some light on his face, so it could be daytime. But he lowers it. It doesn't show him fire it either. You just see this big laser blast come and hit War Machine right across the chest, taking out the arc reactor, and you actually see the lights in the eyes shut out immediately, dropping him out of the sky. Super cool shot. Tony freaks out, because that, of course, is his friend who's falling to the ground here. Yeah, look at that. It reminds me a lot of when Iron Man falls from the sky in the Avengers. Of course, we all remember that part when Hulk catches him, saves his life. Alright, that part's actually pretty cool, so I'm going to slow that down again. Let's go back. When he tears the mask off. Alright, so once again, this is just like in the Avengers. Alright, so now we see the new Iron Man suit hand. We'll rip off the War Machine mask. That looks really good. Actually, that was pretty good special effects. Alright, so he's got a bloody nose. We've seen this in previous trailers and stuff. So he's got this whole part of his suit is ripped away. Tony ripped his mask off, and you actually see the airport that we see them fight out later in the trailer. In the background, it's all smoking and on fire appears. Rhodes has a bloody nose. Not sure what could have caused that inside of the mask, unless some face trauma happened when he hit the ground. Maybe his face collided with the mask. I don't know. But Tony appears to be pretty devastated. I don't think War Machine or Rhodey is dead at this scene, only because they wouldn't spoil that in a trailer, I don't think. Or at least I like to think that they're smarter than that. They're not going to Terminator Genesis this.
The whole world was wrong about you.
Alright, so I'm not sure who he's addressing here. I feel like he's probably talking to Captain America, but he very well could be talking to Winter Soldier. Maybe Winter Soldier has a change of heart or something at the end of the movie. I don't know. I feel like he was talking to Captain America, saying that Captain America is not the good guy everyone thought he was. I mean, clearly, because he's defending this big terrorist. So this May, can't wait. Gonna go opening day, hopefully. Anyways, we see what appears to be a SWAT team jumping out of a back of a truck. This guy right here, I think, will be of importance later on in the trailer, because I don't think this is a SWAT team of good guys. Yeah, he is definitely who I think he is. Crossbone is the guy's name. He is a villain. He is the main villain of the movie. Somehow they're cramming him in here. It's going to be like the Doomsday Batman v Superman situation. Hopefully it won't be as crammed and jam-packed and not as good-looking as that movie is. Anyways, we're going to see Black Widow and Captain America take these guys on in a second. So, interesting to know. Right here. So we already saw Black Widow do her little jump kick thingamabob on the guys. Let's put it in slow-mo. Alright, so they step out. This big dude, Crossbone, comes out of the car. She jumps up, grabs one. What is that gonna be called? I don't know what that would be called. Where she does a hug kick. She hugs the dude, kicks out, gets the other guy, appears to knock them both down. I feel like she'd fall with it.
I'm not the one that needs to watch their back.
They're coming for you.
Okay. So Tony says they're coming for you. She says, I'm not the one who needs to watch my back. I think that's because she's not the one directly related in the conflict. She probably won't be directly related in the conflict at that point, I'd want to say. Or maybe this is afterward and things have already been cleared up with her. The picture that I've freeze-framed on here, she's flipping one of these SWAT guys, slams him down. Alright, here's something. So Captain America's shield flies into this truck, and then he pulls it out and swings it towards the camera, as you'll see. Alright, so there you go. Doesn't hit the truck. He just grabs it and swings it for the camera. So one of the guys clearly throws it at him. He just catches it. That scene almost makes me think the movie's going to be in 3D, just the way he like moves his hand towards the camera, but maybe not.
Not the one that needs to watch their back.
Alright, so, okay. This is at the end of the conflict, I'm going to assume, just because he has this sling and broken off. So maybe things have already been cleared up.
This doesn't have to end in a fight, Tony.
Alright, Captain America trying to offer some comfort. Look at this face he gives him. This doesn't have to end in a fight. He's like, the fight has already started. Look at my black eye. You telling me this doesn't have to end in a fight? That stare right there. That is so good. Alright, we'll slow it down again just to see this hit. Boom. He backhands him. Alright, these are different shots. Don't get them confused. He's about to backhand him. Okay, so we see him swing his hand up, hit Cap in the face, and then it will cut to Cap flying away. But watch Tony's mask, because right now it's not on. Right here it's on. Different shots. Winter Soldier coming up behind him for a sneak attack. What did I just notice? Can I zoom? I can't. What is that? That looks like the girl from The Exorcist right there. Does that not? Like, being tested on? What is that? That's weird. So, what up guys? This is me from the editing process of the video. I just got to the section where I am breaking down what I think, or not really what I think, but what it looks like to me, what's in the container that Tony and Captain America are fighting by, which is where this part of the video will be edited in. What I'm here to talk about is actually a theory that I stumbled across online. And the theory is, what is in that container that Tony and Captain America are looking into? And actually, I don't know how much there is going for this theory, but I do like it, because as I said in my last, or I guess as I said earlier, this review, or this breakdown rather, I do like Aaron Taylor Johnson a lot, just because of Godzilla. And this theory states that the person inside of this container, the person hooked up to all these wires and in this chair, and whatever's going on in there, is actually Quicksilver being revived. The only thing that people are going off of for this is the fact that the person inside of this container has a slight resemblance to Quicksilver, just with the white hair and all that. And so a lot of people are saying this could be him being brought back to life by Hydra. They could be still up to their evil shenanigans, or it could be Scarlet Witch doing something to her dead brother to try and bring him back. And actually this kind of ties into the whole funeral thing I was talking about earlier, where I didn't think we'd have a funeral. And if this is true, where this is actually Quicksilver, guaranteed no funeral scene. Just, he's gonna be back. So, thank you for sticking with me through my rambling and talking about this nonsense theory. This video is actually taking me freaking ages to edit. I'm only at the 27-minute mark of this around 40-minute video, and it's taking me like 2 hours to edit. So this is taking me forever. So pretty much here's that Walking Dead breakdown that I did just the other day, that 40-minute video, and then here's this one at this point. By the time I'm done, this one will stay down here. This one's going to be like this much work I put into it. So that video, that Walking Dead breakdown, I said was the most work I put into a video. This one now takes the cake. So, great. right? Wrong. It kind of sucks, but it's a sacrifice. This is an actual sacrifice I'm making for you guys. And there's not even a lot of you, but for those of you that there are, I do genuinely thank you. Oh my god, people of the internet. I just came to a realization. We won't be getting Jarvis. We're stuck with Friday or Wednesday or whatever it was called. I don't know because I don't care. I want Jarvis. That blows. So there we go. We got a really cool shot of the new mask coming on. Different than the old mask where you just touch it and it flip up. This one actually appears to respond to like brainwaves or something. I don't know how this one will work, but it looks pretty cool.
End of the fight, Tony.
Continuing.
You just started a
The mask.
war.
You just started a war. Very cool line. Dude, this trailer is just full of weird faces. Look at that. Running away. He actually gets exploded into the wall here. Alright, now we got a Bucky, Black Panther fight up on top of a rooftop. Loads of weird faces, I told you. Alright, a helicopter comes in. We actually see something pretty cool with the helicopter in just a second. Important thing to note, he's throwing a kick at him. Black Panther doesn't seem to be fazed by it. And then he gets shot by bullets. The reason the bullets don't affect him, if any of you were wondering, probably you weren't because you know things, is because his suit is actually made of adamantium. I just said the wrong name. Vibranium, same substance, different universe. Alright, so right here, some interesting things. So he turns around. His vibranium suit not phased. She appears to be witnessing something horrific. That's probably what it is this big huge explosion. That kind of looks like Vision. I don't think it is, but it has a slight resemblance to him just in color. No, it's probably just shrapnel from the airplane. Alright, right here we see Scarlet Witch using her witchy powers. I don't know what you want to call them. Creating this red orb and then bringing Vision down to the ground. So what I think she's doing here is like crippling him almost. She's probably like straining all of, because he doesn't have muscles, so I don't know what to call it, but she's probably like straining his entire body, almost like we see Kylo Ren do to Rey in The Force Awakens. But then in here, she's actually pushing him down into the ground. The reason I know this is because you see the floor cracking. That's probably nothing noteworthy, that block thing in the background. This is, so now we know they're fighting in an Avengers faculty just because of the A that we see here. Alright, so here's a trick arrow shot by Hawkeye. And one of the arrows actually has Ant-Man on it, so now Ant-Man is flying away. Flies straight through the Iron Man fingers and lands on the suit. I feel like he's probably going to get inside and rip stuff up, just like he did to Falcon, and just like Tony Stark does to Ironmonger in Iron Man when he goes, "This looks important," and rips the big thing. Alright, here's the other really interesting thing. So here's Crossbone, the guy that I was talking about earlier. Going to be very noteworthy. I feel like they might be in Wakanda just because of the setting and just the people that are around. So the punch that Crossbone actually hits Captain America with is enough to fling him backwards. So we're going to slow that down and take a look at that, because that is really cool. Alright, so here's Ant-Man flying through, running across the suit. Here it is, the punch that sends him flying. Crossbone has these metal hands, it looks like, these big metal extensions on his hands. And I've actually seen like a leaked GIF of the movie where Blade comes out, spoiler alert, and he punches it into a wall right next to Captain America's head. So now we will speed up the trailer.
Stay down. Final warning.
I could do this all day.
Alright, so here's two noteworthy things. So much. This trailer is so full of different things. So now, Iron Man's got the repulsor blast right up the camera. Stay down. What does he say? What's the exact quote? Okay, I guess I didn't rewind far enough for the exact.
Stay down. Final warning.
Stay down, final warning. And then Captain America responds with,
I could do this all day.
a line we heard him say in the original Captain America when he was fighting in the alley with the trash can dumpster lid. So something really cool about this scene, if you hadn't pieced it together, which you probably had, once again, you're smart, I trust you. This is where, at the end of the first trailer, we see Captain America and Bucky just beating down on Iron Man. And once again here, we see Iron Man get the crap beat out of him in this setting. Yeah. There's actually sparks going off every time the shield hits the Iron Man suit. That's really cool. This appears to be in that Arctic compound we saw earlier. Maybe this is Captain America freeing Bucky. Maybe Bucky gets captured partway through the movie. Alright, so we're going to slow that down just to look at it one more time, because it is really cool. Alright. So this is where the hits happen. Watch the sparks as the suit gets hit. Suit looks a lot more flexible than you'd expect it to be. Hey guys, day 3 of me working on this Civil War breakdown project, and actually today, this morning when I woke up, I made a discovery on Instagram, and the discovery actually was a picture that someone got from the trailer. It will be on screen somewhere, probably here. I'll put it on screen here. I'll move over so it can stay. Now, this was actually possible spoiler alert, probably spoiler alert. You can see it here, but just a warning. I'm going to explain what this is. It is actually the scene where we see Captain America beating up Iron Man, and in the background behind Iron Man you actually see the Winter Soldier. You see Bucky laying on the ground, and it looks like his arm's been ripped off and he's dead. That's what I'd say. I'd say this is the end of the movie and he's dead. And I'd say this is where Iron Man gets his broken arm. And so that kind of changes the game. Now we kind of have a better idea of who's going to win the fight, and that is Iron Man, it looks like. Iron Man's going to win this beatdown by possibly ripping off the mechanical arm of Winter Soldier. So, anyways, bye. Now we got our lineup of Cap's team. I'm Team Iron Man just because I like Iron Man's team a lot more. The only thing is, if you could switch Ant-Man from Cap's team to Iron Man's team, and then switch the character who will show up at the end of this trailer to Iron Man or to Cap's team, I would like it so much more, because I'm a big Ant-Man fan just based off the movie, and I really don't care about unnamed character all that much. Alright, so we see them charging into action. Here's the Iron Man team lineup. So these two are going to take off. We see Vision will take off in just a second. There we go. There's our comic book panel, pretty much. This is the spreadsheet when they're going into action. We see they got 3 flyers on their team, and only 2 on their team. So I don't even know if Scarlet Witch can fly. She appears to just like shoot herself up into the air, and then you look, she's like in an awkward position, I want to say. So maybe she's like falling down to earth. She is pretty untrained, I want to say, at this point. This is the beginning of the airport battle, clearly. No damage is done to the building yet. So these two, I want to say, are probably going to fight. These two are going to fight. Or no, these two are going to fight. These two are going to fight. These two are going to fight. These guys are going to fight. And her and Ant-Man, maybe? I'm not sure on how the whole lineup will work, but that'd be my best. That's a really cool shot. Let me get this.
I've run out of patience. On to roost!
Hey, everyone.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to be a bit quieter for the finishing of the breakdown, but I will start from the Spider-Man scene again. Alright. Okay, so Spider-Man comes, slings the shield out, ties Cap's hands together, and lands on the truck. He looks up at the camera.
Hey, everyone.
The eyes narrow, and he says, "Say, guys," or something like that. Let me see what he says.
Out of patience. On to roost!
Hey, everyone. He has a really weird voice. Sounds like a little kid. He looks like a little kid. Looks 12. Now, Tony yells out Underoos, or Onderoos, or something. I looked it up. It's actually like an underwear brand. I've seen, he probably calls him that because Spider-Man's costume is more of informal compared to everyone else's. Alright, now right here, this is a weird part of the trailer. I think this whole Spider-Man thing looks very fake. I'll point out some things of why. Alright, so that looks really good, the way the web snatches the shield. But right here, actually there's something interesting right here. We do see a web shooter, although it's a full wrist web shooter, not like Andrew Garfield, which is just a little button. But right here, this web just kind of comes out of nowhere. First of all, the acting on that, I want to say, is not bad. It's just a bit off to the way the web hits. The web like strings from one to the other and brings them together. Or I guess it's not even the acting, it's the special effects. It hits here, stretches, grabs his hand, brings them together. But then we clearly see 2 seconds later, so now they're together. Now we clearly see the web just hits down here. Now his hands are locked together, which is kind of cool. Alright. This Spider-Man suit does not look good. Although that is a really cool shot, I want to say it doesn't look good. The suit looks too smooth. I think that's the problem. The only reason that's a cool shot is because it's Spider-Man holding the Captain America shield. How's that not cool? But yeah, as my brother said to me earlier, it looks like a parade float. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, go read the comics. It looks just like the comics." Well, this isn't the comic. Beyond the fact that this isn't the comic, this is the MCU, and the MCU takes itself very seriously. I mean, they do joke around, and they have a whole lot of jokes. It's a very comedical superhero series, but they've always tried to ground it in reality, or at least their extended reality. And these eyes that are opening and closing, I feel like they just did that because, you know, Deadpool did that, and people loved Deadpool, and they're like, oh, well, you know, if people want expressive eyes, just throw those in there, and, you know, they'll like it. But that's not how it works. You have to keep up appearances. If you're going to be realistic the whole way through the series, don't start being all goofy now just because some other studio did it. You got to keep up appearances. You have to be continuously realistic. That's how it works. So, now, back to the videos. Sorry for my little intervention. This is a movie, so it shouldn't look like that. Andrew Garfield costume looked really good. I think Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker was probably the best Peter Parker, and I don't think this guy who plays him is going to be even half as good. But interesting thing about this, you may or may not have noticed that the web shooters are actually wrapped all the way around his wrist, like I said before. It's kind of like a bracelet he has on. Right here, people are saying that that is probably extra cartridges for his web shooters. The Spider-Man, the spider symbol is tiny. It's like that big. That big? It's tiny. The Andrew Garfield stretched all the way down his body. Tobey Maguire's was also quite a bit larger, I want to say. Alright, now right here, I really don't like that the eyes change size. If you can see, there's extra lining, there's extra outlines of where eyes would be on the suit. Let's get closer. Alright, we got too close. Cut away. Alright, so you can see it, there's extra lining on the suit, or on the eyes. And I think that's like the eyes widen depending on how wide his eyes are. I think there's like some sort of technology that reads his eyes, stretches out like that. And you actually do hear a mechanical clicking as this scene happens. Here we will play it in normal so you can hear it.
Hey everyone.
So it's just very quick. Not sure how well you heard that, but here we go.
Hey everyone.
There you go, you heard it pretty well there. The
Hey everyone.
Alright. And that was Captain America Civil War trailer. Let's watch it double speed really fast while I give my final thoughts. Good trailer. The movie looks really good. I'm super excited. I think it'll be a really good movie. Probably one of my favorite Marvel movies. Kind of excited to see Spider-Man. Hope they make him look a lot better than he does in this trailer, because as I've said, he doesn't look good. I hope they just make a good movie in general.
I'm sorry, Tony. If I see a situation pointed south, I can't ignore it.
I hope I don't get copyright strike. I hope this doesn't get taken down. I will leave credits down below in the description. Please don't take this video down. Please. Please. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I'm D-Man. It's pretty late, I want to say. So I'm going to go to sleep. Didn't get around to making those extra videos. I will later, probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so I'll have some extra time. Anyways, thank you all for watching. D-Man.